How do I stop that? No. Wasn't sure what the reception would be like, but it's good because I'm out, and everyone's shocked. Everyone's going to be shocked, and I'm early as well. Forgot I was playing tennis. How are we all? Have a look at this. You're live. Simon Soros, how are you? I was losing 2-0 at tennis, yeah? I'm now 4-2 up. Perfect timing for the quick break. I just, I forgot, I didn't forget I had a live stream at 7, but I get on reading. English 2004, how are you? And English 87. Good evening. What a beautiful day, eh? What are you all doing today? I am, for any of you who are just joining, smashing a bit of tennis. I'm pretty good now. Do you know what I loved? If you haven't played, paddle, Spanish sport. I was playing it when I was in Spain. It's great, man. You can get good at it pretty quick. Well, I can. I'm early, I know. Look, Donna. I'm never early, am I? I'm never early. What did I want to speak about now? How am I? Yes, Tommy, you're shit at tennis. Big Bird, I'd smash you at tennis. Even just by reading your name. You're obviously big and you're a bird. So I'd bash you. But what we doing? Celebrating the Jubilee. I'm actually having a game of tennis. My son and his mates are here. But if you've been watching what's been going on recently, ask yourself this, yeah? Whether they like it or not, whether whoever likes it or not, I'm a journalist. I'm working on documentaries, I'm doing investigations, I produce content that people read, news, the truth. I'm a journalist, and it probably pisses them off because I was the most watched journalist in Europe. Yeah, probably one of the most watched journalists in the world at one point. And we're coming back. And our content's there. And I know we're doing the Rape of Britain, and the views aren't what they should have been, but they will be, because it will be a box set that will never go away. And then when Twitter comes back on, or Truth Social takes off in the UK, or Getter explodes like I'm hoping it's gonna, then we're reaching larger audiences. I need every one of you to share the content with your friends. But think about it. The threats I've received, yeah? The threats against family. Not one single journalist in the UK has covered it. You'll see them all rush to court to cover the fact that I'm in court over £44,000 that's owed some solicitor firm. That's what it is. They'll all rush to court for that. None of them see the threats against life. None of them see corrupt police officers in our documentaries. Just so you know, tomorrow the promo goes live for episode 3. Yeah, episode 4 we're pretty much in as well. We're going to episode 3 will go out next week, but with no demonstration. It won't go out with a demonstration or anything because we're still behind on the last one. So we did show anyone who come to the last demonstration, they would have seen episode 3. Episode 3 is called Save. It's about a lady called Sarah, a survivor. It tells her story. We hear of the usual failures, but it follows her story of where it's going to go, where it possibly is heading. And I hope it's heading in a great direction for her and other survivors. You'll catch up on that. You'll see the promo tomorrow. But don't you find it insane that not one single journalist in the UK, not even GB News, have covered anything? The threats, the evidence of threats, the threats to rape children, the targeting of families in their homes, smashing up people's homes. You'll see it on episode 3. Continually, not one single journalist has thought it newsworthy. Just like when we produced Panorama, not one journalist in the UK reported on it. Not one. I am working on a few projects, exciting projects, yeah? I am going to... Northern lad, what's the code? 8063. Who's been watching the Amber Heard trial? The Johnny Depp trial? Who's been watching it? If you've been watching it, the American public have witnessed through continuing video of the trial, as have many of the British public been able to watch, they've seen that Johnny Depp has been proven as innocent by a jury, a jury in the United States. Now, most people might not be aware, hopefully they are, that Johnny Depp went to the High Court in England, the High Court of London, the same one that's ruled against me. He went there 2 years ago, and he challenged the lies that have been told about him for years, the attack on his life for years, and orchestrated and pushed by similar as the Me Too movement, And so Johnny Depp lost his libel trial against the Sun newspaper after an article that called him a wife beater, Judge Justice Nichol, the head judge, just like the one who's ruling against me, said the Sun had proved what was in the article to be substantially true. Just as Jamal proved to be substantially true, just the fact that, in my case, So, the distinction is significant because in both cases there is evidence on both sides. The jury, Depp's lawyers said, it's troubling that the judge has relied on Heard's testimony while rejecting the evidence of police officers, her former assistant, and other witnesses, which undermined her evidence. All the evidence you've seen now in America play out. But a judge, not a jury in the UK, ruled against all that evidence. He ignored all of the testimonies, all of the evidence, and he took her word and then ruled it substantially true. Where does this play in? Because I was ruled. I produced undercover recordings, covert recordings, when I wore a camera and I approached for everything you're reading about me with my bankruptcy trials, and all of this has come about from one case. One case has landed me in court, One case where I reported what I was told as a journalist, And what I reported to be true. I brought witnesses, 5 children from the school. I then produced undercover footage where I went and approached head teachers at their front door. I produced footage that proved undoubtedly, But what happened? So at the end of that trial, the judge's ruling was that the 7 teachers recorded covertly had lied, and the 5 children that come to court to give testimony, they'd lied as well. His summing up said that he doesn't know why they lied. They all decided to lie. Well, they committed perjury, 5 of them. It's a prisonable offence. He doesn't know why they lied, but they lied. And he found that the only person who was telling the truth was the Syrian refugee who had a school record with multiple disciplinaries for lying. Okay? Insane, That's what happened in my case. Now, and why is that relevant now? Because it's the same court, And you see if the public could see all of my evidence, which many of you know I made into a film called Silence, And it was made for Alex Jones. And Alex Jones had it, and I've asked him repeatedly, because you know what happened at the end of that trial? At the end of the trial, after I produced all this evidence, the judge ruled against me. He didn't rule against me. He issued an injunction that prevented me from ever sharing any of the videos or the evidence I'd produced in court. Do you know, if I did share that with you, I'd go straight to jail. I'd go straight to prison. So imagine Johnny Depp, with all the evidence he had, which he produced in that trial in America, imagine he got given an injunction that no one could ever see it, because that's what I've got, Whilst we're talking on the corruption of the judiciary in the UK and why this has shone a torch on it, Because the British court found that Johnny Depp beat his wife 12 times, I believe, with no evidence. No evidence, The American court, the American public and the world's public and the world view has been able to see the evidence. And I'm going through my injunction now because I'm currently working on another documentary which will prove the tactics of the deep state and how they operate, with undoubted evidence of it. Okay, so I've looked through. Now, what people don't realise, or many of them won't realise, which you will see, is the injunction prevents me sharing certain stuff. What it doesn't prevent me sharing is covert recordings that when I approach the teachers, say, for example, an Asian teacher, he comes out of his house and he says, "Tommy, I took the money." "What do you mean you took the money?" "I'm not allowed to tell the truth. I'm not allowed to talk about this." I say, "Well, that's hush money." He says, "Yeah, that's what it is, bruv. But I can't speak about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it." I said specifically, so the thing I'm in court for, which is to do with these children in court, the things I said, you're not even allowed to say if things are true. You're not even allowed to mention it. He said, "No, they paid him. So then I go to the head teacher's house, and the head teacher says, I'll end up in massive legal trouble if I speak about this. And he says, Tommy, you're going to have an impossible job getting the truth out there. And I'm laughing, thinking, no, I'm not, because this is a camera. And I've got 7 of you, yeah? 7 of you telling the truth, okay? That's what I've got. So then what happens when I sit down and the judge rules against me, he then says, I'm issuing this injunction. He says it's such a clear-cut case, so clear-cut that I was wrong and I lied, yeah? Which I didn't. I just reported what I was told, and I can prove all of that. But he says, I lied, and because I lied, and he's going to issue me this injunction from ever sharing it. And I said at the time, I said, I don't understand that. If it's such a clear-cut case, why are you afraid of the public seeing the evidence? Why are you afraid? Why don't you want anyone to see what you saw? If it's such a clear-cut case, they'd come to the same conclusion as you, wouldn't they? If they heard from the 7 teachers and 5 witnesses. But anyway, my point is that it brings it up to being so relevant, and it's more relevant because I made it into a film that the injunction prevented me from showing, but so much of the film now becomes super relevant in the current documentaries that I'm working on. The documentary about the deep state, yeah? So if I had a fair trial, not a judge, yeah, not a judge, if you were allowed to know the evidence, yeah, that was produced in court, the recordings, the teachers after teacher after teacher, the school records, if you was allowed to see it like you were in the America was just allowed to play out, then the attack against me and everything that my family are going through and the disruption that they've caused me using the court in the UK has been weaponised. I will prove it to you all, yeah? I'm working on a very powerful film and I'm excited about it. I've got so much to put together. I don't have enough hours in a day to do it. Don't have enough team members to do it at the minute. We're struggling massively. But anyway, that's just a little update. And the promo goes out tomorrow for the Raid Britain episode 3. It will be screened next Saturday at 8 p.m. Yeah, I'm in court again next Thursday. I'm up seeing lawyers on Monday. Again, lawfare. My whole life's taken up by it. It's actually, and I'd like to sit here, and I know I laughed a lot about my bankruptcy, but it's been the worst time in my life. They have targeted me like you don't understand. Well, you will understand. You'll get to understand because you get to see it all, yeah? I'm going to show you it all. I'm going to show you how it's planned, how they work, how they operate. And just as I done the biggest expose on the BBC there's ever been, yeah, this expose is going to match it, even better it, yeah, when you see how they operate, yeah, who it involves, who the deep state involves. And it's not, you see, under Nazi Germany it was centralised, yeah. It's a police state. It's centralised. It would come. This is decentralised. Organisations are used. NGOs are used to push a narrative. And it doesn't matter whatever gets in the way of that narrative, they will destroy it. And I've got in the way of it quite a few times. Yeah. So their intent is on destroying me using dirty, underhand tactics. And I'm not perfect. And I haven't been perfect for years. This has driven, at times, what they've done has driven, I laugh about it and I smile about it, but it's driven me to the darkest places, yeah? Because I've been, everywhere I turn, I'm attacked. And as I said, it's not walking down the street I'm talking about. I'm talking about coordinated, yeah? Choreographed, that carefully planned, executed, total targeting of not just me, but all of my family, yeah? And I will show you evidence of men who have not been prosecuted. And you can ask yourself why. I'll show you evidence of setups, which I've been working on. And the thing is, them fuckers know I'm good at what I do, so wait until you see what we're going to produce. Episode 3 is going to smash it. Episode 4 is an unbelievable story, which we're pretty much done, yeah? Already caught the fella. He went white. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my tennis. I'm 4-2 up. It's going to be 6-2, like it was yesterday, yeah? And everyone have a good day. Have a good Jubilee. Have a good bank holiday. Peace and love, yeah?